Good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday. Welcome to the show. Woo! Who's with me tonight? Jennifer is with us. Eric Abrams is with us tonight. Hello, Miss Jennifer. A relaxed Jennifer. Hey, Angie. How's things in Iowa tonight, Eric? Dina's with us. Heather. Lisa. Dana's with us. Jana's with us. Welcome to the show, everybody. Angie, hello. Cheers. Sierra's with us. Pasadena is in the house. That means Jenny's in. Cheryl's with us. Other Angie's with us. Stephanie's with us. Barb Gallo is with us. Nancy Hayes is with us. Kitty. Rochester, Illinois is in the house. And Arizona just chimed in. Washington State. Woot woot. Tampa. Hey, Miss Alexa, how are ya? I feel like I emailed with you today. It's been a long day. I really don't remember for sure, but I think I did. The beer is cold. I like that. We made an emergency trip to Costco. We are restocked with scotch and other fine assortments of liquor. Joanne is with us. Jana. Cheers. Thank you, Jana. Jen, I know you and Dennis usually only drink at conference. Have you had something else to drink now that during this whole pandemic? Have you had a little something here and there? You don't have to answer that out loud. Iowa in the house. Bailey and Joni together. That's wonderful. Welcome, Joni. So glad to have you with us. And Bailey, you as well. And from Virginia, Champlain, Illinois. A lot of Illinois people here tonight. Jennifer from Orlando. Michelle from Virginia. I didn't email with you. I must have. I see how I'm losing it, Alexa? The days just all blend together. I know I've talked to you recently. That's okay. Or emailed with you recently. Dawn is with us. Welcome. I think I definitely emailed with Dawn today. Diet Pepsi. Yes, that's what they call it. West Palm is with us. Hey, Pat. I know I emailed with you today. Chris, I know I talked to you. Michelle. Danielle's from Fort Myer. I feel like I talked to you today, or emailed with you today. So great to have you all joining us this evening, all popping on here on this Tuesday evening. It is Tuesday, everybody. So for those of you that are unsure, it is Tuesday. Marianne, I hope you didn't ditch Little Missy to take me. I mean, I like Little Missy, and you can get a replay of me. You can't get a replay of Little Missy. We need to get Little Missy a video phone or something, though. That would be, like, really cool. Leanne in Atlanta. Leanne from Atlanta is calling into the show tonight. Dana and Jeff are with us. Was that only today, Marianne, that we emailed? Oh, it's so good to hear from you, and I'm glad that all the chocolates were good. Julie Jankowitz is joining the program. The beaches are opening up. I'm all up for a beach day. Oh, you're making me laugh, Marianne. I love her. I love Little Missy. She's awesome. The story of Little Missy. I mean, that could be a whole scrapbooking video adventure of the adventures of Little Missy. Oh, it's my pleasure, Angela. Happy to email with you. Because that is, as you all know, that is the best way to contact me, because then I don't lose track of you. So if you got a question for me, today is Tuesday, Rose. But if you have a question for me, the best way to get a hold of me is to email me. That is Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com. Columbus, Ohio. And did her first Facebook Live yesterday, thanks to everyone's information, and she rocked it! Awesome! Tracy's with us. I think Illinois wins the game here today. I think we got more people from Illinois than any other state on here today. That's just what I'm saying. I mean, Joanne claims she's from Illinois even though she's in Arizona. But, so I think Illinois is outnumbering everybody today. We're Illinois strong. So what is everyone grateful for this Tuesday? What are we grateful for this Tuesday, everybody? Tell me about it. Tell me what we are grateful for. I got a whole bunch of people here on a Tuesday. Some of you drinking Diet Pepsi. What are we grateful for? You grateful for my dancing? Mary Lee! Warm peanut butter cookies. If I send the boxes back, Jennifer, do you refill them? I mean, does that work that way if I mail the boxes back? Even with the ribbon? I mean, I can send the ribbon back too. PPP is deposited tomorrow. The Sunshine, Cheryl, great consigners. Yes, Julie did a whole video about great consigners. Barb got her EIDL advance. Kitty's got online sales. Dana, yes, the 10K is the advance. It is the advance. Bailey's happy for a roof over your head. Oh, good sales today and all the little things, Danielle. Absolutely. Yes, Wendy, the fact that you got the advance shows that they know who you are and where to find you. Alexa's making plans to open on Monday. Joanne is Chicago strong. All right. Mary Lee's happy to be alive. Yes, my father used to always say, just remember you're on the right side of the grass today. Jenny had some online sales, some sunshine, and more money for EIDL and PPP approved. Yeah. Way to go, Jenny. I'm proud of you for getting that done. Very proud of you. I know that wasn't easy. Jana had a great sales day. Jennifer has great friends who want your business to succeed. Sage got her PPP approved. 8K showed up in Michelle's account today. That is the EIDL advance, Michelle. Congratulations. That's very exciting. It is just the start. Money is flowing. It is part of my topic tonight. Money is flowing. It is flowing. The pipes are moving. Things are moving in the right directions. We have made it this far, and we're going to make it even further because we're going all the way, Michelle. All the way. Made $600 renting furniture today, Clary. It's all good, everybody. This is exciting stuff. I'm so excited for all of you. And for all of us on where we're going. We are moving forward at breakneck speed. The best is yet to come. Our best days are ahead of us. We have survived 100% of our worst days, and April showers will bring some May flowers. We're going there. Yes, we are. Hey, Carrie, thanks for joining us tonight. Okay, in our good morning, good night book, so we can get this program started. Yes, Mary Lee, that is scotch. We were on a scotch shortage, but I snuck out in the storm today and came back with more scotch. So we have scotch, and I know you were all worried about that. Good morning, good night. Our good morning, good night book starts off with, good morning, face the day. If the day looms too large, kick it in the shins so it has to face you. Boom! Boom, I say. Let's get started with what we got going on here today. Okay. Okay, so we got a lot happening today. There's so much going on. So let me hit some of the highlights of the news. Association, Melissa's with us. Welcome to the treadmill, Melissa. Carrie, congratulations on the 26th anniversary of buying your store. That is awesome. Happy anniversary. You can have a pandemic party. Oh, kill me. No one ever said I was funny. Funny looking, yes. Funny, no. So retailers and other groups are urging the government to pass federal pandemic insurance program similar to what they did with after 9/11 with covering and being the backstop on terrorism coverage. So there's a big push on that. We want our business interruption insurance to work. We want the insurance system to be solvent. But businesses want more than loans. We're doing our part. We're doing our civic duty for the country, for our communities, for our families, for our employees, for our customers. We want the insurance system to work, and we want the government to step in to help make it work. So there is news on that. Interesting article about how TJ Maxx, they wish they had masks, and their associated brands as well as discount rivals with no online options have hunkered down. So they're conserving cash, hanging on to their operations. They really, have everything shut down while, Macy's and things have their warehouses running and shipping product and at least fulfilling some orders, putting some cash in the bank. TJ Maxx and such with no online sales options, are completely shut down. But they're hanging on to cash because they're expecting a lot of buying opportunities on the flip side of this. So coming out of this, they intend on using their cash to buy up discounts. And there was an interesting argument made if there'll be as many discounts for them to scoop up, or they will actually run into a supply problem between traditional merchants, department stores discounting on their own to sell merchandise that's been collecting dust while their stores have been closed, and all the traditional merchants canceling all their orders, whether there will be the normal product glut of extra product for TJ Maxx and its rivals to pick up. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I talked a bunch yesterday. I started talking a bunch about how opening decisions and such are both a government decision and a decision for yourself. You have to decide what's right for your employees, your customers, your suppliers, and you and your own beliefs. And it is all okay, whatever way you fall on it, you have to make your own personal decisions. And I was passing through the kitchen at one point today, and CNN was on, and a mayor was on, and he was actually frustrated with the governor of Georgia. So he's a mayor somewhere in Georgia, and wasn't like that. But he had a good take on it. Okay. Welcome Edwin, Kurt, and Crystal to the show. And Molly popped in here. Welcome. He had a really good take on it. He said, ultimately, and this is a really great takeaway for us all, ultimately, you're the governor of your house, your store, your family, and for your community. So you need to make the right decision as your governor, okay, because you have the power of being the governor of all of that. You control that. Remember, we've talked a lot about this. Neil doesn't worry about things because he doesn't worry about what he doesn't control. He only worries about what he's in control of. Okay, if I can't control it, it's not worth me worrying about it. But this we are the governor of. Okay, so once you have the technical legal authority to open, okay, under the rules of your state, okay, you become the governor of your business, of your family, of your employees, and you have to make that decision that's right for you. And I've had several discussions with lots of you in the last 24 hours talking that out and what you feel comfortable with, okay? Because ultimately it is what you feel comfortable with. Some of you are just going to do curbside for a little while, even though you have the opportunity to be fully open, and that's okay. Some of you are going to open by appointment, okay, and only let so many people in the store. All of that is good, you know, and I'm happy to talk that out with you on a one-on-one basis, because sometimes you just need that other sounding board, that other shoulder to lean on to hear and talk out what you're talking about. Yay, Nancy. Okay, Nancy's so unworried about her bank that she never checks it. So, Nancy, you've got extra. Send out to everybody on the call here today. There's 60 of us on here, so just send out a little bit and divide that by 60. So excited that you got money. You should all be checking your accounts regularly, because there's a lot of fraud, and the American banking system is easy to submit fraudulent checks, but that's a separate thing. But you're the governor of your store, your family, your life, so make that decision that's right for you, okay, as we approach this. Likely to be part of regulations coming up for stores, okay, because that's the actual thing that a lot of people have been worried about. Hey, Krita, how are you tonight? Is the need for masks, gloves, and sanitizer, okay, is likely to be some part of that. But it's also okay to involve your employees in these discussions and what their comfort level is. What do they feel comfortable in? What would make them feel comfortable being back in the building, or knowing that was available to them? Okay? Ultimately, in all the regulations that are coming out, is that you don't have to police your customers. Okay? And that's one of the ultimate things is to have your employees self-police, okay, and self-police your employees, but that it's not your responsibility to police your customers, okay? They have to make decisions and everything else in line with their values, okay? So keep that in mind. It's not to turn your store or your employees into police or to make this a police state. You just got to do what's right for you. Some of the things I will be posting tonight, they're already scheduled, so Adele will get them reposted, I know, to the Resell Strong page, because she has been awesome at keeping all these documents updated for us so that they're easily accessible. So the first one is keeping your store clean, okay? How to keep recommendations from the CDC on keeping a clean store. It's great. It's got pictures. It's in color, and it's a great read on how to keep your store clean, and how to clean the various surfaces and such. So that is a PDF that'll be up on the it'll be on the Resell Strong page by tonight. It'll be in the NARTS Facebook group in a couple of hours. Already scheduled to go up. There is also another PDF that'll be going up on how to protect myself and slow the spread. It's a guide for employees. Okay, the biggest key on slowing it is washing your hands. I can't say that enough, and providing time to do that and thinking about doing that is one of the biggest parts of that. But that is a great guide for that. And the last thing I have as far as protecting your employees, there's been a lot of talk of whether the plastic thing, protection barriers that you see at stores, at the grocery stores and stuff now, would be required. How the heck to install them? I mean, we all know I'm not handy, so that's been like my frustration is like, how the heck am I going to install these? I don't want to hire a guy to come in and hang plastic, and I know Sonia's like, well, I got up on a ladder, and did it, but, you know, that's not my thing. Handy isn't what I do. Plexiglass, that's the word. So, because some of you have been wondering what I do with my free time, I'm actually taking a class this week that meets for 2 hours a day because I have an extra 2 hours. But never stop improving yourself, so I'm big on that. And it's a small class. There's only like 20 of us or so in it. But one of the people in my class is a manufacturer who they manufacture counters, and they do all this, and they have manufacturing facilities. Well, sleep is optional, Julie. Okay? And so they actually are manufacturing counter guards, okay, workstation guards that actually just snap together and sit on your counter. I am handy with my pin calculator. That's about it. That's the only tool I'm good with, okay? But these snap together and slide right onto your counter and become the barrier for you. They come with or without the checkout part and create a barrier for you. They come in different shapes. And they can even custom, because they're a whole manufacturing facility, they can custom do it. But it comes with the little legs and everything, and it's really nice, all prefabbed, all set to go, and a nice family-owned company in Andover, Massachusetts. So the information on that will also go up. This sheet will go up online tonight as well, so that's available to you, should you decide to do that, because not all retailers are going to decide to do that, and that's not in any of the requirements that is coming down from the state level. A lot of what is coming down for initial requirements, again, as I've said, and that is being discussed about, is about occupancy limits and occupancy hours, which for most of us, unless we have a small store, it won't be a problem. Usually most of the requirements are either something like 40% of the fire code or about 5 people at one time per 1,000 square feet, somewhere in that neck of the woods. So there will be, but we'll see how that comes out on a state-by-state basis or on a region basis as opening plans continue to evolve. Okay, so now let's talk about the PPP for a second, okay, because that's always a hot topic. Okay, so the Senate did approve the bill tonight for the PPP, and I was just on the phone with our congressman before I got on this call. Well, somewhere in the last hour I was on the phone with the congressman, and so he's actually traveling down to D.C., tomorrow because they're not letting them do unanimous consent. They want a quorum and stuff to get the House of Representatives to vote on it, which is fine. So there are people going in and going to vote on this new funding. What does that mean to you? Okay, that means if you have already got your application in, but it didn't get approved in the last round, you should be checking with whoever has your application to make sure they're going to process it upon it opening up again. Okay, you want to make sure that you don't have to, that they're not waiting on you to submit the application again. Most banks are just going to start processing it. Okay? No, you can't apply for a second one if you've already gotten one. You can apply for a PPP per business tax ID number. So if you had multiple locations and each location had a separate tax ID number, you could apply for multiple PPPs. But other than that, you cannot. You're only eligible for one. Although there is talk, should this continue on later in the year, about having ones where you would be able to get another one. Putting that aside, so you need to check if you did not get one in the first round. Okay, you need to contact your bank that you applied with and see if they're going to process it or if they're expecting something from you. A lot of banks are going to just process it, which is good and bad. Okay, it's bad. It's good for people that got in all their stuff and the bank has everything they need. Okay, so make sure your bank has everything from you they need. Okay, because when the window opens up, these banks are going to flood the SBA with these applications. Okay, they are going to flood the SBA. So if you thought the money went fast in 2 weeks in round 1, it's going to go really fast in round 2. So if you have not submitted your application, okay, you need to get your application into your lender. If your bank, you don't have a bank that will do it, I suggest going one of the online routes, okay? If you use QuickBooks for payroll, they are making it extremely easy. Cheryl, I'm pretty sure it is. Commissions and tips can be considered, if they're part of a regular wage, they can be used as part of the PPP. Okay, that was in there. But you want to get that application into your bank tomorrow, okay? Or into one of the online institutions that is taking it, okay? Because you want to be in this first window. Money is going to go. The government doesn't really understand how fast the money is going to disappear in the next round. It is going to disappear incredibly fast. So make sure that you have your application in. Make sure if you don't have your application in, when you send it in, that you are extremely responsive. I know this isn't all your wheelhouse to do paperwork and get things into banks. Perfect, Scott. That's exactly what you want to hear. You want to get that acknowledgement that your application is complete. Okay, you want to get the acknowledgement that they have everything. A good checklist of everything that they need is available in the narts.org/resale strong page. On the Resale Strong page, it covers everything that they could possibly want, and most bankers are thrilled when you send them all that. Some banks have some specific weird requirements or whatever, but get it all in, and because you want to be in. And get it there. Yes, Cheryl, that's the next part I'm going to cover. So you have to spend 75% of the PPP on payroll, okay, from the moment you get the money. So it is good for most of us that are closed to delay that as long as possible. You can delay it regardless of the bank for up to 10 days, okay? So delay it as long as possible, especially if you're closed, okay? But you have to spend 75% of the dollars on payroll, and you have to hit 75% of your employee headcount, of your full-time equivalents. The issue is that has yet to be fully defined, that I expect a definition on by this time next week, okay, to actually have it in writing. I think they're going to clarify that the 75% of employees has to be returned by at least the end of the 8 weeks. So you have to return them by the end of the 8 weeks. The issue for some of you, if you have a small head count, that's not a big deal. It's not hard to hit the 75% of payroll and bring your employees back later. For those of you with a big FTE head count, an 8, a 10, a 12, or more, okay, you need the employees to be able to hit the 75% of spend, because your maximum spend per employee is $1,900 a week. Okay, that is your maximum payroll that gets counted towards it, is $1,900 per week. So it's not like you can pay yourself a big paycheck and make this all go away so that you use up the 75%. So it's important to do the math on this, okay, and make sure you're hitting it, because you don't want to find out this is a loan. It is a bad loan. It sounds like a good loan. 1%! Woo! 1%! You! Get my hula skirt out. Okay? Gross payroll, Chris. Gross payroll. Good question, though. It is gross payroll. And it can include state taxes, health insurance, and retirement contributions. So it can include state taxes, so gross payroll, state taxes, and health insurance and retirement contributions. Okay, it can include all those things to hit the amount, but you don't want to miss that. Okay, that threshold. If you have any questions on running those numbers for your individual situation, it becomes very individual. Everybody's situation's a little different. Email me. Okay? Absolutely email me. I am happy to help you. I will run your individual numbers. I will make you feel like a pink calculator guru. Where did the pink calculator go? I'll make you feel like a pink calculator guru. We will run your numbers and make it work. Kelly, great question. Does an employee lose unemployment the first hour they're back, even if they aren't up to full hours? Depends on your state. Many states have a partial where they can get partial if they're normally a full-time employee, but you brought them back part-time initially. It allows for that. It really depends on the state with that. So you'll have to check with your individual state on what the rules for that are. Most of the time, you want to let them finish the week. I mean, you have enough room in this so that you don't have to start them on the day you get the PPP. So if you got your PPP money on Thursday, you could wait to start until the next calendar week and still hit it. The one caveat, okay, so the other part of this to keep in mind as part of this is that the money needs to be spent during the 8 weeks, not accrued. What does that mean? Okay, that means that if your payroll period ends at the end of the 8th week, but you pay it the following week, so the actual checks get issued in week 9, then that payroll doesn't count. You may need to do a special payroll if you need that money included. Okay, that is an important fact to keep in mind. Jenny, they didn't take into account the businesses that are closed, and I'm disappointed in that, and I brought that up with the congressman tonight when I talked to him. And I'll continue to bring it up with others because I would like some retroactive things on that, but thus far I have not gotten it. They're feeling the pressure of the unemployment numbers in the news, so they just want you to get people back on the payroll. It's a combination of policies. You have federal policy, you have state policy, and they're not in line with each other, and the reality of the medical conditions on the ground. I mean, because let's not forget that ultimately we are protecting people from a real virus by having our stores closed and having people stay at home. This is real, and that is something to keep in mind. The other thing that hasn't been taken into account entirely with the PPP is call me, Molly. We'll have another conversation about it. We'll hit it, or you'll hire new people, Molly. You'll hire new people to replace them and to get those numbers. The other part of the PPP money that needs to be talked about, that I've had discussions with many of you in the last 24 hours, is you got the advance on the EIDL, up to $10,000, which represented $1,000 per employee, and then you got the PPP. But that EIDL money was supposed to come off the PPP. So let's say your PPP was $20,000 and you got $8,000 from the EIDL advance. So you should have only gotten 12 when you got your PPP money, but you got all 20. So what happens to that extra $8,000? At some point, you're going to have to give some of that back in some form or fashion. That hasn't been defined, but they know it's a problem. So it is something that is being worked on. But I can tell you that EIDL money is flowing. People are getting their EIDL money. Okay, their full economic injury disaster loan. Let's not forget that is a loan. It is big money for a lot of you, regardless of your store size. It is big money. People are getting $50,000, $100,000, $500,000. I mean, what sounds like crazy amounts, but that is operating expenses. We do not know where this is going to end. So park that money on the side if you do not need it now. Okay, pay the bills that you need to pay. This is not spinach dip money. This is money to get you through to the other side. But that is coming. So keep an eye out for the email. The example of the email is in narts.org/resalestrong. So keep an eye out for that. And when you get that, you can go right online and complete all the closing paperwork, and then they will fund your loan. Another thing with the EIDL, okay, if you want to get have your EIDL stop midstream, change your bank accounts. If you want to see your EIDL go to heck and go into Never Never Land, change your bank accounts after you filed it, okay? That makes everything stop, okay? I was working with someone that happened to. We got it fixed. It's all good. And they finished the closing paperwork tonight on their EIDL. But it does happen. Don't do it. Even if you think you have a good reason. And don't change horses midstream or something like that. Isn't that the saying? The formula to calculate FTEs, Chris, is, and FTEs is full-time equivalents. It's not FTEs. Okay, it is total payroll hours for the year. Total payroll hours for the year. Divided by weeks in the year, which is 52. Divided by 40 for what a full-time person works, 40 hours. Gives you the number of full-time equivalents that you have to hit. Sarah, good job. All the states, so the other thing that all the states are doing, and most of them have already signed off on the legislation, but it is something that you guys have asked about, is your unemployment insurance, and is that going to go through the roof next year? And all the states are waiving the unemployment claims during the pandemic from affecting that. If your state hasn't waived it yet, they will. Do not worry. Everybody is on board with that. That is not going to increase your unemployment insurance. If somebody was on unemployment for earlier than this, that not during the pandemic time period, then yes, that will affect you. So if you let somebody go in December, that can affect your unemployment insurance cost. But your cost for unemployment insurance will not go up because of the pandemic. One of the other things that's going on, how am I doing? Oh, Melissa, how are you holding up there on the treadmill? Are you on the bike tonight? One of the other things that's going on, so I was on a call with a bunch of major retailers. I've been assigned a committee because I have free time on reopening the country, and I'm on this call with a bunch of major retailers. I know Levi's was there. That's the one I remember. Maybe it's because I know what Levi's does. And, I don't know what Hermes does. Oh, Hermes. No, I don't know what some of these other retailers. I'm not a shopper. Keep in mind, I'm not a shopper. I'm a pink calculator. I'm not a shopper. Okay? But one of the big concerns in opening back up the country, and so this is something to keep in mind, is something to keep in mind. If you're working with a bank, Sierra, go with what they're telling. If they're the ones that are going to certify it on the other side, that's fine. But in general, everything is being measured by full-time equivalents. So what are big retailers concerned about with reopening the country? And it might surprise you. I had this conversation a couple times today with people, and it's not that their scotch glass is getting empty, but we have more scotch. Okay? They are concerned in the opening up with the stores about organized retail crime. And they're expecting a huge surge in organized retail crime, or ORC as they call it, in the reopening of the country. Because what has organized retail crime been able to do while all the stores have been closed? I mean, they are like sitting on the sidelines. They're unemployed now. All of organized retail crime is just like unemployed right now. So they will need to make up for lost time. And so there's big concerns around that. And so I will keep you up to date on that committee and what comes out of that about organized retail crime. But there is a huge concern about organized retail crime in opening up the country. Linda Reams from Texas joining us. Welcome. That is all that. Remember, we're going to talk more about it as the week goes on. It's because I sense some calm coming on people as they're getting some money in their bank account, which is good. Oh, Vicky, it's my pleasure. But calm is coming with money, and I get that, okay? And it's hard to tell people to be calm that money is coming, but money is coming, okay? It is. The process is working. It's not fast, and I know, like, minutes seem like weeks when there's not money in the bank account. I totally get it. But it is, the process is working, and it is absolutely coming together. So I am excited about that. I like this. I know a lot of you are, hey Rick, thanks for joining us. I know a lot of you ladies are, Rachel fans. Not the Rachel on Friends, guys. Rachel Hollis fans. And I liked this from her the other day. Repeat after me. Are you ready to repeat after me? You would not be here if you were not strong enough to see this through. You are capable. Whether you believe this or not, you have influence and you have power. You possess everything you need to be a leader. A leader who's someone who is willing to take another step, even if nobody understands why. A leader knows what their why is and doesn't stray from their path. Again, we are incredibly focused on our goals, inflexible in our methods, okay? Stubborn in our goals, even. A leader sets out to create a difference, and I know if you're part of this challenge, you are passionate about change. You won't let someone settle for anything less than their best, including yourself. I like that, and for those of you that aren't Rachel Hollis fans, I thought I'd share that with you tonight. Remember, I am here every night at 8 o'clock Eastern, live in the NARTS Facebook group. I am bringing you the latest and greatest information that we have available at the time of air. This video replays every day on the NARTS Resale Strong page. You can get a link to the YouTube page that posts there the next day at noon Eastern Time. So you can catch it in all organized replay. You don't have to go searching through the NARTS page for that. And it's public for anybody. So share that with all your friends, regardless of what business they're in. I've helped everybody, artists, hoteliers, window people, restaurants, food service. It honestly does not matter. What matters is that you are not alone running this store, and we're going to get everybody to the other side of this. If you have a specific question about your business, about your numbers, about how the PPP works for you, or any of this works for you, I'm not forgetting the Goodnight book, Kitty. Don't worry. I'm not forgetting. I got it right here. You email me. The easiest way to get a hold of me is to email me. It is Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com. That is Neil at ECIstores.com. Okay, we've got our Good Morning, Good Night book because Kitty was like, hey, you're not chipping us here. I am not chipping you. Our Good Morning, Good Night book. For those of you that were not here at the top of the program, our good morning today was, good morning. Face the day. If the day looms too large, kick it in the shins so it has to face you. Our good night tonight is, good night. Way to face the day. Now climb into bed with the night and draw the shades. Good night, everybody. I am Neil Abramson. I'll be back here tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern. You and especially you are not alone running this store. It's time for dinner. Have a great night, everybody. Melissa, you can get off the treadmill.